Python immutable. So what we're going to learn today is what does it mean to be immutable versus mutable? Well, easily enough, immutable means you can't touch it. It means that you can't edit it and it can't be altered after its creation. Whereas mutable means you can play with it and you can edit it after it's created. Let's take a look at a few data types and see which ones are mutable and not mutable and what that means in actuality. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list, and lists are mutable. Whoops. And lists are actually mutable. So when I say mutable, that means if we have a list right here called my list, and you can see here it's a list because of the square brackets, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a string Bob. We'll print that out. Looks good. And then I'm going to say my list, and I'm going to say the thing in the first position. So new first position. I'm going to say my list. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm saying, hey, with my list, and I'm indexing, I'm calling an index, which is just 0 right here. So this is going to be the 1. I'm saying replace it with my first or new first position. I go ahead and run that, and you see that we edited this list and we have something new in the first position here. We can also do this with dictionaries. And so with my dictionary, I have a dictionary here with a key of city 1, a value of San Francisco, and a second key of city 2 and a value of Los Angeles. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say my dictionary, and then I'm going to say city 1 is, now it's going to be Austin. Oops. And then let's do my dictionary. Great. So you can see here that we've now edited the value of the first item, which is city 1. Now it's Austin. So because we changed the list after it was created, and we changed the list or the dictionary after it was created, that means it's mutable. So let's look at a few immutable objects. And so the first one that we want to look at is a tuple. Now a tuple, you'll be able to see it's a collection of values with round brackets at the enclosing them, and we get this tuple right here. It makes sense. Now say I wanted to do my tuple and I wanted to change the first item to be 100 instead. So if this is item 0, well, this is item 1, and so let's change it. And you get an error that says the tuple does not support item assignment. That means I cannot take one of these items and actually change it, and that is a symptom of being immutable. The next one I want to look at is a string. So same thing with the string. I'm going to say this is my string right here, and I want to call the second thing in it. So if this is 0, 1, 2 would be the space, and I want to change it to a T. Well, a string does not support item assignment either. So that's an immutable thing. So what we'll do here is next I want to look at a set. So with this set, I have a set here of 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to add 5 to the set. Let's go ahead and run this, and you can see here that I added 5 to the set, which means that it's not immutable. So it is mutable because I changed it after the fact. Or I added to it after the fact. And so, however, if I want to do the second item, which is going to be 3 right here, and I want to change that to 10, well, the set does not support item assignment. So that means that this aspect is that you can't actually change it after it was created. So that's that one. And then final one that we'll look at is a frozen set. So that's kind of like a special set. And in this case, this frozen set, it's the same thing as beforehand, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to add 10 to it, and let's see what happens. And it has no attribute add. So that means you can't actually add things to your frozen set afterwards. So to recap, immutable basically means you cannot edit it after you created it, whereas mutable means you can edit it afterwards.